Accountability. Yes, we are there to assist someone else, not for them to make our life easier, right? It's easier to... What? She says that's the biggest aha of the day. Okay. What else? Organization. If I could just get organized, I would fill in the blank, right, for many of us. So being organized. What else?
Prioritizing.
Prioritizing. And what are we in business to do?
Everything.
Oh, come on. What are we in business to do? Make money. Oh, right. Oh, right, she says. Yeah. Even in a nonprofit. No grant, no nonprofit. We're in business to make money. So you know what your priorities are? And this is just a little teaser for later. Revenue generating tasks. Compulsively checking your email may not be revenue generating. Unless, of course, you're getting customer orders in by email, and then it may be. All right? All right, so what else?
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality. You know how to keep the confidence of your boss and the other people around you. How many times do we have to break confidence before people stop trusting us?
Once.
And how many times do we have to act with integrity after that for us to trust them again?
Forever.
Forever, and it may not happen because trust is actually the most difficult thing to rebuild in any human relationship, so it's essential. Good. Any others? Multitasking. There it is, right on our resume. We're all good multitaskers, right? Whether we are or not, that's what today's workplace demands of us, so how can we do the best we can with that? All right, so you all had a chance to get to know a few of your neighbors around you, a little bit about them. Let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Karen Foster, and I have been doing these trainings for about 7 years now. I started out my professional career in the nonprofit sector. Any other nonprofit folks here today? Any of the rest of you just feel like you're nonprofit right about now? We're all in this boat together, and we will get through it. Okay? So, after being in the nonprofit sector for a while, I started to burn out, and I went into the for-profit sector because, you know, no burnout there. So there's a few corporate people who understand the error of my thinking, which was that burnout had something to do with what's going on out here. And it's not. It's about what's going on in here and what's going on in here. So when I learned how to take better care of myself, okay, I left my last corporate job via a layoff. Ooh, scary. Well, back in 2002, there was this little recession we've all forgotten about, and I was laid off from my job. And I'm here to tell you that is not necessarily the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Sometimes it is the best thing. Little trivia question for you. Did you know that the majority of small businesses are started during recessions? Yeah, so I figured if there weren't any jobs out there, I'd just go make one of my own. And I started a business as a coach and a trainer. And it is through that business that I get to do contract training all around the country. I do about 7 days a month, and the rest of the time I'm working with my other clients. So that's a little bit about me. What are we going to be going over today? Well, lots of different things. Today is the Conference for Administrative Assistants. And what that means is in a seminar, what you get is a lot of information on one subject. In a conference, what you get is a little bit of information on a lot of subjects. So if you'll open up to your table of contents, you'll see that there are 10 classes listed there for you. And what was the page number on there? There's no page number. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's in the beginning of the book.
It's the first page.
Yeah, right. So we have 2 tracks today. Track 1 will be taught by Pamela, and she'll come up here in a minute and tell you a little bit about herself and her track, and that will be in this room all day. No, next door, actually. Yeah, track 1 is going to be next door. Track 2 will be in here, and I'll be teaching that one all day. Now, you don't have to pick a track. You pick any 5 classes you want to go to. Every hour we have a break, and you get a chance to go back and forth. So feel free to pick and choose, stay in one all day. If you're in a class and halfway through it, you think, oh, you know what, I think I know all this stuff. I want to see what's going on over there. We are big girls. Go ahead and get up and go over to the other room because today is your day. It's about you, and we want you to get the maximum benefit. In track 2 today, we'll be talking about professional development. In session 1, well, there's that organization. Organize everything in your life. How many of you have ever been looking at the pile on your desk and thinking, and then 20 minutes later, I don't even know where it's going. Every point in time, multitask all of this stuff. And in this particular session, I'll give you some really simple tools to help you get your head around a project. A project is different from the day-to-day tasks. A project has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? And when we're working on those projects, there are some best practices that will really help you get your head around it quickly and get the job done, and then learn how to keep doing it better. And then session 4 is dealing with chronically impossible people. Any of you have one of those? Yeah. It's like there's affirmative action on those folks. There's a certain percentage in every workplace that get hired, isn't there? And you know, how many of you can't wait for your next sit-down meeting in the conference room to have a difficult conversation with one of these people? Yeah, no? Okay. So, what we're going to do in that class is look at the best practices for one of those sit-down meetings, because the reality is we have to know how to do this. We have to be able to have these difficult conversations. Maybe it won't be fun, but if we do the best practices and things don't get resolved, we know it's not our lack of conflict resolution skills. Something else is wrong. Okay? And then the last one, everyday negotiation skills. So conflict resolution is a negotiation. We'll talk about that. We'll also look at some of the other things we may need to negotiate. What are some of the other things you need to negotiate for yourself? Wait, what are we in business to do? Okay, so what is something else that you need to negotiate?
Raise.
Yes, when the economy turns around, notice I said when, not if. When the economy turns around, you're going to need to do some negotiating for yourself. So in the last session, we'll look at how to do that as well. Any questions about that track 2, anything about the going back and forth, or any of those sorts of things? Okay, then what I'd like to do is bring Pamela up